Welcome back to my garden and the Kove 450. After the last video where I did a couple of 0 to 100 runs, I actually got home to find a DHL package awaiting me, and that DHL package was from the very excellent Uncle Wang Shop. And I say the very excellent because I bought a bunch of stuff from the Uncle Wang Shop when I initially purchased the bike. I bought the crash protection. I bought obviously the full Uncle Wang titanium system. I picked up the clutch cover with the sight glass. Just a couple of small little bits and bobs here. The Rally Pro grips, the fuel tank vents, and a couple of other little bits, and I've really been happy with everything. The only thing that I didn't have a great experience with, two things really. One was the steg pegs, which you'll see are not on the bike right now. The profile of them is slightly wrong, so they will really dig badly into this tank, and because this is the fuel tank, I don't really want to wear a hole through it, of course, so I'm going to figure out a way to maybe better space them or reshape them before I install them. The only other really minor niggle was with the exhaust. Uncle Wang was not able to provide the springs to secure the pipe, and also in my first ride, the screw that would usually retain the baffle, the optional baffle, vibrated out and disappeared. So 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, I suppose. You could say I should have removed the screw, Loctited it and torqued it first, but to be honest, I assumed that it was a new exhaust and it was going to come ready to run, so I mounted it up and went for a ride and immediately noticed that it had disappeared. The good thing is it did fire out, it didn't go in, as far as I can tell. I've taken the whole exhaust off and couldn't see it in there. But yeah, Uncle Wang has really come through. I wrote to him and sent him a few pictures, and without any arguments or further discussion, he told me that he'll send me a new end piece for the exhaust. Now, to be honest, I envisioned that he was going to send me the new end cap for the end can, and I would be quickly drilling out these rivets and swapping it over and re-riveting it. And I wouldn't have minded that myself. I've got all the gear to do that. But no, sure enough, he sent me a full new rear exhaust, and as you can see there, it has the screw, and obviously the problem was that when the screw vibrated out, so too did the threaded piece for it inside. And no matter what I do, I've tried to get something in there to push it back and relocate it and find another screw for it. It won't move, it's stuck in there, so it would need dismantling to fix it, which I can do, of course, but as I say, Uncle Wang Shop were gracious enough to just no further questions. As soon as I sent them the pictures and explained to them what happened, immediately apologised, got another exhaust in production for me, again without the logo, as per my special request, and here it is. I also just damaged on the underside here, one at the grip, putting it on the throttle tube, so I asked him if I can buy another one, single piece. This time I'm going to Dremel down the parts that were getting in the way when I fit the new throttle tube, because at the moment this one it's a bit shorter than this one, so it's also a bit thicker, and it doesn't quite feel right when you're riding having one side thicker than the other. And again, he just sent me out straight away 2 new grips, and I told him I damaged it, I want to pay for the grip please, and yeah, he wasn't having none of it at all. Of course, he sent me the 3 spring clamps as well for the exhaust, and I had this all along, this came with the system, but I can now try it, and you can see it also comes with another screw, so I can now actually try the silencer. I don't think I'll really run it long term, but it would be nice to have the option to just put that in and quieten it up as and when I want it to be a bit quieter. Oh, go on, there we go. I thought I was going to lose it down there then. Yeah, so that's the silencer that it came with, and just thought I'd make a quick video just to really shout out Uncle Wang Shop and kind of share my experience. I'm a full paying customer. Obviously I'm just a tiny little YouTube just starting out. There's no reason for anybody to sponsor me or anything, so totally not sponsored at all. And just a genuine shout out to Uncle Wang and doing the right thing and standing by his customers and making sure, I mean, above and beyond has been done here. So I guess if I ever damage one of these pipes, I'll have a backup one ready to go, yeah? Anyhow, let's get to installing them. Before I do, I would also like to, and I haven't got around to it yet, I'm going to install the 51t Sprocket. You can see it's a 520 51t Sprocket. I don't think the 49 tooth that it comes with is really that bad, but I ordered it just to have some options, and I figured I might as well give it a go whilst I've got it. So I'll get the bike lifted up, I'll get the rear wheel off, swap that rear end can over. I'm going to install the exhaust clamps, and due to time today I don't think I'm going to get the Dremel out and start working on the grip swap. I'll leave that for another time, but yeah, let's cut to doing the work. So we start with swapping the end can, and as long as you haven't got the spring clamps on there, it really couldn't be easier. You need a 10mm and a 14mm spanner, and literally just crack that 14mm off. Undo it the rest of the way your hand. There's a washer on the front and the back. Off the old one comes. On the new one goes. Nut and bolt and a pair of washers on there. And now the difference here is that I'm going to put the clamps on. So you want to have a tool ready for doing that, because trying to deuce these spring clamps with a pair of pliers, it can be done, I've done it before, but it's not so interesting to do. It's not very fun. So before I tighten the main bolt, special tool is just a little T-bar with a hook. So I'll just hook it on the bottom, get that around there, and then just give it a bit of a pull and hook that in. And there you go. Couldn't really be easier. Same thing for the bottom. Oh. Hook that on there. And that pulled across like that. And then just here we do have another one, just holding this link pipe to the down pipe. The same thing, just start it on one side, get it hooked across. Looks like this one's got a bit more of a stretch to do. Nothing too strenuous. Just pop that over. There you go. And that's just going to hopefully stop a little bit of vibration. I do have a little bit of a vibration sound, like a resonance at a certain RPM. We'll see if that affects that at all. So now I'll just position this, make sure it's in a nice position. It certainly pulled the exhaust down a lot more than it was in the past. Just want it to be centered up the top here, there you go. Now with your 10 and your 14, just nip that up. No need to go overboard, you can torque it on the back a bit more. And that's it. There you go, new end can on. And in true fashion, better start it up to make sure everything's okay. Perfect. So yeah, Uncle Wang Shop doesn't want this back. I think the shipping costs, and you know, what's he going to do with it when he gets it? So yeah, he's told me, Uncle Wang Shop has told me they don't want it back. So I will drill these out, and I'll get this end cap off, and I'll see if I can't salvage this pipe. I mean, salvage it. You could use it like it is. You just will never be able to put the silencer in, and it just doesn't look quite right. And I think there's a bit of a vibration coming from it. I think it does rattle at a certain RPM in there. So yeah, I'll see if I can't fix that, and it'd be nice to keep as a spare, and I run this new one. And I'm sure that, you see it's got this lovely bluing on it from the titanium. I'm sure this one will do the same in all the same places after a ride or two. You can see the link pipe's got a nice blue to it as well. And yeah, I'll just give that a quick wipe down, because with titanium it's important not to leave any fingerprints on there, because it will burn those fingerprints into the material when it does blue. So just give it a quick wipe, and I'll give it also a quick wipe with some lubricant as well, just to really make sure, like some WD-40 type spray, just to really make sure there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, so let's get this rear sprocket on, shall we? So I'm afraid to admit, or dare I say, that I don't have a proper stand for the bike as yet. And as you can see, I don't really have a proper place to work on the bike. I'm literally just in my garden. And despite being nearly 5 p.m. on a Saturday afternoon, it still must be 40 or 42 degrees out here. Maybe it's 38, 40, 42, something like that. It's hot anyway, and there's a lot of flies and mosquitoes at this time of year as well. Done my best to get rid of them, but it's not the best place to work on a bike, is what I mean. But what I do have is some garden furniture, and it worked quite well last time actually. So it's as easy as just lifting the bike back on the stand, and sliding it under. Then a quick lift up. That's how I did it last time anyway. And a bit of a wiggle across. There you go. And she's free. So, a little bit of a pain, but it does work rather well. And yeah, it's stable enough. It's not going anywhere. A little spider mate there, you cannot get down. So okay, it'll just be rear crash protection off, undo the rear spindle, pull that through, and we'll get that rear wheel out, get that sprocket swapped over, shall we? So for this you just want a 5mm Allen key to get the crash protection off. That's on both sides, so I've got a 5mm on the other side as well. Half inch. These rear axle nuts don't need to be 1,000,000 Newton meters torqued. I've undone this before because I've adjusted my chain. I've not removed it before, but from the factory, yeah, that was done up to 1,000,000 Newton meters, and it was a real nightmare to get undone. Doesn't need to be. It's a good time to give the old chain and sprockets a bit of a clean as well. Looks like the chain guide or sprocket protector, whatever you want to call it, has had a whack. So it's done its job at some point. It's had a good whack at some point, so certainly worthwhile having there. Now we should be able to get the wheel all the way forward. Oh, bloody hell. It's not actually made much of a difference at all. But okay. Okay, there you go. It's on a cush drive, look. That reminds me of my road bikes. Now, how do we do this? Okay, there. That's good. That's on a nice little slider. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so the rear brake's on a nice little slider. And the cush drive has just hopped straight out by itself. Been around to show you what I'm working with here. So yeah, the cush drive has just fallen straight out, which is weird. My Aprilias, sometimes you can hammer the cush drive out, and also you'll find these sprocket bolts loose. Much easier and straightforward on this one, and no loose bolts. So I'll just quickly go and get my buzz gun so I can whip this off quickly. So got my trusty Greenworks 1/2-inch buzz gun. It's actually really good. It's 24 volts. You'd probably want something a bit more stout if you were working in a workshop or relying on it professionally. But for me out here, I'm not a professional technician anymore. For me out here, this is perfect. So I'm just going to swap these over to there, and I'm going to keep them dry. I'm not going to put any lubricant or anything in there just because of the sand. So I've got a 13mm, and yeah, hate me if you want, it's not an impact socket, but again, I'm not working professionally out here. I use them occasionally. And what is it? Is it a T45? Or T50? Yeah, it is a 45. Okay, so T45 on one side, 13 on the buzz gun on the other. This is a 51. It's from Uncle Wang. I can tell immediately. I thought it was the same actually, but it's different than the stock one. I don't know what brand they are or who's making them. This is completely unbranded, but it's a composite one, so it's got a steel, hardened steel outer and a lightweight alley inner, which is usually a good thing. So we'll just fit that on here. Try to get it lined up nicely. Okay, that'll do nicely. So, back together in the same order, just in reverse. I'm gonna struggle to get the wheel in now. Let's see how much of a struggle it is or isn't. Just roll it past. Seems to line up nicely for the spacers anyway. Okay, so that's now in on one side. Just gonna line it up on this side now and push the axle through. It's in and located on that side. And in and located on that side. Wants to have about 30mm of free play, which we've got easily, but just going to run the kids to the playground, and I've got to put the chain guide back on before I get it all nipped up. Perfect. That's the rear wheel in, not torqued yet. Need to adjust the chain slack and refit this chain guide. Make sure that's all lined up well. I'll just give it a quick nip up. So, doesn't need to be 100 Newton meters. And that's probably done it up to around 50 Newton meters there, roughly. And that'll be fine. Let me just nip this up so it doesn't rattle around. We've got one and a bit on the markers there, one and a bit on the markers there. Looks pretty straight from back on. Spins nice and smooth. Bearings are all good. Spacers are all in place. With only 3% battery, it's time to get it off my makeshift stand, which is as easy as just flipping it over and grabbing it, get it up onto the stand like that, and then give that a little kick away. Okay, a little flick away. Okay, a little bit more of a flick away. There you go. I'll get a proper stand eventually, but for now, that does the job lovely. So, unfortunately, I can't get the DB killer in here. I tried. You can see it's got some marks on it there. It's a bit of a tight squeeze. It fits okay in the other one. I think I need to just heat cycle this new rear exhaust a little bit, and then it should fit well. So I can't try the DB killer at the moment. I wanted to see if it made the throttle input any better, but for sure fixing this grip so it's not so fat will help on that front. So just take it for a quick spin around the block, make sure everything's all okay,